Welcome to the channel Pravana Service. Those who love dhamma, those who love truth. This conversation was recorded on the 14th of October 2025 at Dr. Bimrao Ramjit Ambedkar Bhawan in Bhilai, India, and presented in YouTube first by Mr. Jan Dothe. Therefore, copyright of this conversation belongs to him, the owner of this YouTube channel, Buddhism in India.
Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast of Buddhism in India channel. Today, it's gonna be a very different and very special session for us because we're gonna interact with a monk from Sri Lanka, Bhante Sumedji.
Okay, Terwan Saranai, everybody listening to this Jan's channel. He's inviting me to give some uncommon prospect, uncommon aspect of our Buddhist life. And what is Sri Lankan Buddhism? Okay, you can ask any question.
Yeah, and it's a very much of a pleasure thing that we got to have an interaction with you, because we as an Indian, we practice in Indian continent, like in Indian land, that too in a limited states. But now a person who is coming from Sri Lanka, and that is a really a great honor for us to who can help us, about Buddhist teachings. And also in this today's session, we gonna know about Bhanteji's personal life before taking the monkhood, and where what actually become the turning point, and moreover we'll discuss about the Sri Lankan Buddhist culture. So start with Bhanteji. I would I'm always interested, since we are from this land and we practice in a specific way, and we just want to know how people in Sri Lanka practice Buddhism.
Okay, Jayant, this is a very simple question because I am from Sri Lanka, and but you may not. Many people who are watching Jayant's videos, they may not have that experience about what is Sri Lankan Buddhism. Sri Lanka is supposed to be the headquarters of Theravada Buddhism. Nobody will tell it so loudly. I proudly say Sri Lanka is the headquarters of the Theravada Buddhism. But in the real understanding of Buddhism, there's nothing called Theravada, Mahayana, or nothing to divide. Buddhist teaching is Buddhist teaching. But now today's it happens so now two or three or four or five different schools have come into that is today's reality. Okay, Sri Lanka initially Sri Lanka got Buddhism from like any other country. We got from the from India during the Emperor Ashoka's after he became a Buddhist, he became so impressed about Buddhism. So it is for if somebody becomes a Buddhist, truly Buddhist, he becomes so impressed. So it happens with this emperor. He was formerly is not a very good people to tell very little about him. He was a Chandasoka. In our history, he is called Chandasoka. But later he became a follower after meeting one young monk. He learned very few things about Buddhism. He didn't know much about Buddhism. There are some scholars today, they know about many sutras, but no change, no? So this change is important, and this change had created and so many Buddhist lands in the world. Sri Lanka was the first country to be blessed and to have this first Dhamma Duta, what we call Duta means mission.
Yeah.
It is not like missionary in the sense of Christianity.
Yeah.
They have not come and they didn't made us by force Buddhists.
Yeah.
They before that also some Buddhist culture was there. I think so. I don't believe much about this scientific proof about anything, because you must have your common sense to understand many things. Sri Lanka has become a Buddhist place since then, since the time Dharmasoka, Emperor Dharmasoka, who was the greatest emperor ever in the world, I think, because nobody has done so much during one's lifetime to change the world in the without a single shedding a single drop of blood. So this not only shows that Buddhism is a practical thing. It is not only talking about nibbana for a selected wise people. It is a practical thing. Wherever the Buddhism is touching, and India is very special because Buddha has selected India to be his place.
Yeah.
According to the text, I heard that Buddha selected his mother, parents, and the place to get birth. Even this is now under question in Sri Lanka. You asked the question about Sri Lanka's way of Buddhist culture.
Yeah.
So the system is not like same as Indians think.
Okay.
So when I say wherever I go, I just came from Kushinagar, Saranath, and all these places. Wherever I go, I am respected as a monk from Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Even yesterday I was in Nagpur, the Diksha Bhumi.
Yeah.
So it was a pleasure for me to be among the people who are blessed to become followers of Buddhas, and they sometimes they think they are followers of Ambedkar ji, but anyway, but the behind everything is Buddhism, Buddhist teaching. So everywhere I was respected, because actually that respect is deserved because Sri Lanka has become the mastermind place of Buddhist teaching. But when you go to the culture level, in the tradition level, it is, you can't see any similarity. How these masters, how these teachers have come from out of this structure. The structure is totally against, you can say totally against the Buddhist teaching. So that is my short answer about what is the Sri Lanka today and how it became Buddhist country. Today's Buddhist country, in Sri Lanka, still Sri Lanka has masters, and my best teacher, I think in the world, I will never find another teacher like that. That is true. But in the cultural level, I think India is ahead in practical level. India has vegetarianism. India has invited Dalai Lama. Not invited, India gave refuge to Dalai Lama. Not only refuge, security, and Dharmasala. They gave a place to make Dharmasala. And so much of respect wherever I go as a Buddhist. But it is not because they are Buddhists. Most of the people are not Buddhists in India. They are not calling themselves Buddhists, but they respect monk. That is the most important thing of a human being. Human being respects a follower of Buddha while he is not claiming himself a Buddhist. That is the truth. I like India because of that. I like Sri Lanka because my teachers are in Sri Lanka. and you can't find him in, I think, in in India. I don't think, because I don't have that much of Indian language, Hindi language, to understand teachers. But Sri Lanka has very, very special teachers. So this cultural lineage is there. I mean, the scholars lineage, academic lineage is there. Not only academic, the moral lineage is also there. But as a society, we have so different, different from the Buddhist cultural aspects which you see in India. That is my very short explanation about your first question.
Okay. Yeah, Banteji, like, yeah, that's. Thank you so much for appreciating on our culture,
Yeah.
in Indian culture, and we are definitely seeing like a change in people's way of thinking, in their change of heart, and also change in their religious inclination, especially in the last 15 to 20 years. A large, significant change we can see in the mass of Indian population. So definitely, maybe it's because of their old karma, which is actually helping them to find right direction in their life. So thank you so much for that explanation. And also, I wanted to know, generally in India, we have taken the refuge which Baba Saheb had given us in Diksha Bhumi long back in 1956.
Yeah.
So we follow that tradition, and I just wanted to know, like, how that is in Sri Lanka, how people take Diksha in Sri Lankan cultural context.
So frankly speaking, word Diksha, heard first time when I came to India.
Yeah.
See, so word Diksha. Maybe I have been always out of Sri Lanka. Maybe Sri Lanka, an average person, educated person, maybe it is his common knowledge. I don't know. For me, it was a very big new thing when I went first time to Diksha in Nagpur. Before coming to India, I heard about Ambedkarji. Baba Saheb Ambedkarji, I heard, and I have made so many comments, good comments about Ambedkarji, and I thought it is a privilege to put one of his photos between my videos to show that he is a practical Buddhist. He is one of the practical Buddhists coming from India. So India has been the beginning and the birthplace of civilization. Civilization in the sense that civilization that doesn't harm the other people's rights, that guarantees all the rights. That the people today says civilization is civilization, but actually the actual civilization started with Buddha's time. So this civilization, in the real sense of civilization, has come towards the other up to the it has gone through towards the other continents also. But the religious aspect has made our understanding, mutual peace, and everything have put under question, because religion has always separated us. If a religion is a good thing, when I once went to Jaffna on a mission to have a religious understanding between various religions. It was a mission organized by one organization, I can't remember the name. We were about 30 monks, about 10 clergy from Islam, and many monks, and many big crowd went there. And one Christian father said, if you have war in a country where he didn't claim this is a Buddhist country, he's a Christian, no? He said, including me, including my religion, all religions who are present today, we are lost We are lost because we couldn't stop the war. So that is my child. Maybe it looks like childish, but it is my understanding that if you can't stop a war, that all these religions are as useless. Because religion should stop war first of all. If it helps to go, if it's bless soldiers go and kill somebody, what is the use of this religion? If I have heard some religions bless, even in Buddhism we bless. In Sri Lanka we bless soldiers. You protect your country. What is this Buddhism? I cannot understand. But even the so-called my teachers, except one or two, except one, all my three teachers, whom I count as the best teachers in the world, they also think that religion must be protected manually, physically. You have to fight for that. I don't think like that. Because Asoka stopped war, Emperor Asoka stopped fighting. After that, he sent missions to Afghanistan, all over the world. He sent during the course of 150 years. The Buddhism spread up to the borders of Russia. So that was how, without a single bullet, he spread the mission of peace. So even Buddhist texts, there's a person who is called Chakravarti. Chakravarti controls the whole world, not only the part of India surround one continent. Chakravarti controls the whole world with Panchasila. Well, he has, of course, special powers, 7 powers he has. But it is something difficult. I think Mr. Jayantji knows what is difficulty means. So, in Indians also, average Indian knows what is difficulty means. So, without difficulty, nothing can happen.
Yeah.
You must undergo difficulty. On the rose flowers, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Okay? You have to go through difficulty. Unless you take a risk, nothing will happen. So, if somebody says with Panchasila, without weapons, you can control the country, it will look like suicide. But it is not so idealistic, and it is not so naive as we yet to see. It is really, I think, while we propagate always in Sri Lanka, it is so. Even now, it is going to be next war is going to come in Sri Lanka, because always I see the former army commander is giving some speeches how he fought against the Tamil Tigers.
Oh.
See, nobody in Tamil community will like it, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is this about? It is about that there will be some war.
Yeah.
So this is everywhere it is like that.
Yeah.
So Buddhism should be practical. Even my masters, if they say the Buddhism must be protected by force, some people should die. But whereas in Russia, there was a writer called Lev Tolstoy. Tolstoy said, when he was asked, I can't remember the occasion, about the revolution. It was about to come. The revolution was about to come. He died before the revolution, I don't know, I can't remember. He said, if one person die, not many people, if one person die for a cause, that cause is not worthwhile. He didn't claim himself Buddhist.
Mm-hmm.
He lived vegetarian life. He was a vegetarian. He learned Pali language. Writer who refused Nobel Prize. I am referring to such people. He said, if one person die, that cause is not worthwhile. Now in Sri Lanka, if you ask any monk, leading monk, whether this fight against to protect Buddhism you should fight or not, anybody will say yes, you have to fight. So this way you can't go any further. This is not Buddhist practice. You can protect something, and the West will like you also because they can sell weapons, no? But not, this is not the way. India is showing the right thinking. I am not talking about the leaders, I am talking about the general public. They are very peaceful, they are not fighting. I have been to many places in India, they are not quarreling, they are shouting sometimes, but they are never fight each other. They are a peaceful nation. This is because this is the Buddha's land. You don't have to say thank you because it is the truth. Okay? For the truth, you don't have to thank.
Yeah, like I must say, like whenever I listen to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, he refers the same thing which you shared,
Yeah.
and he offers same context in the same manner that people of all religion, from all background, come and coexist in this land
Yes.
with in a harmonious way.
Yes.
There may be a minor fight here and there,
Yeah.
which is natural, which is very minute thing.
Yeah.
But majorly, all are actually living in a harmony,
Yes.
and that's a beautiful thing. Like
Yes.
people from different religion
Yes.
are in harmony. That is giving a very good message to the entire world.
Yes.
And also we say in context to India that India actually encompasses the whole world, because we see people from all background. Like when you go into the south, you take the culture, it is a different culture. You go in the northeast, you get the different culture. You go in the east, there's a different culture. West, different culture. And north is a completely different culture, and all different culture are actually coexist in this land. So that's definitely a great thing about India, and we always feel good about it. And yeah, and let's move to the your personal journey.
Yeah.
Like we get to know that you have been in the corporate life, and you are actually got into through interview process from Sri Lanka and got into the Russia. If you like to share your initial life, and from your childhood, and how you got into this job and moved to Russia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Jayant, to some aspects of my personal life will be interesting, but I think it is always secondary. What I am today is more important. But let me tell something about, as you second time you are asking about my the private life. So not private life, it was my previous life. Previous life, I started like it was not usual to study. When I was studying, I didn't like school, going to school. That, to tell you truthfully, I didn't like going to school.
Yeah.
But I was so compared to other students, I was so good in mathematics. So I was always getting good marks in mathematics and physics and everything. And Buddhism also, when my mother was a good follower of Buddhism.
Okay.
And my father was none of them, neither Buddhist, neither mathematician. Just he was good in English only. So, but he was very honest. My father was very honest. Now I am taking this path. Honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
To tell you, go back to my childhood. So I was desperate, and I had a thought of becoming, maybe trying to suicide also sometimes. It was not serious idea, but I was thinking, what is this life all about? Nothing. So I was like desperate. I mean, clueless situation. So I thought I should learn something extra. Not only English, I wanted to learn something.
Sorry for interrupting it.
Yes.
I just wanted to know, like, at what age did you had this thought of
Desperate?
suicidal thoughts? At what
Yes.
age?
I can't remember exactly, but one thing I remember very well from the childhood, I had 3 questions
Okay.
for which I didn't have the answer.
Okay.
Even now I remember these 3 questions.
Yeah.
One question is, how the opposite sex is there. For if I, as I am a man, I call the woman, no, lady or girl. Why they are so fair looking for me? But what initially they are same, no? They can't even match in mathematics. They are less smart than I am. But they are always good looking, and I am attracted to them. Why I am so? I like them. Why? What is the beauty I find it? That was the first question. Second question was, why this money is so? There's so much of meaning in this money. Money can buy anything, no? Almost.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, what is this money? You can't. That was the second question. Third question was, why so much? Why people love venerate so much Buddha? What is his message? So to love so much, to venerate so much. That was my third question. Until I became a full monk, even not in the first year. After 5-6 years only, I understood the answers to these three questions. Only after 5-6 years of monkhood, I started to understand these questions. Now, when you have such questions, you may remember, imagine this person with such not normal questions, no?
Yeah.
The normal people, they like the opposite sex and they have some fun with them and they live, no?
Yeah.
No questions, no?
No questions.
So I had a question, why I am so dragged to them? I am almost getting automatically dragged to them. So why it is that? So in one of the sutras, Buddha was asked, not Buddha, one Arahanta was asking the Sariputta whether the chakku is attached to the rupa, or rupa is attached to the chakku. That was the question. It is a similar question, but in a very Buddhist way. Okay?
Yeah.
So then the Sariputta Hamsuru, I can't remember the exact personalities. Here, the person who was senior, he said, the Bhante said, neither chakku is attached to the rupa, nor the rupa attached to the chakku. Not dragging. The question was not attached. What is dragging? Chakku drags the rupa towards him, or the rupa has the power to attract our chakku to them. Our eyes get dragged by the rupa. Rupa is so beautiful, and our eyes you can't help.
Yeah.
So then the answer was, neither the chakku, the eyes, neither rupa, then nobody drags each other. Only thing is, they are bonded. There is a bond between the chakku and rupa. If somebody was dragging each other, you can't stop it. Okay? As there is a bond only created by ourselves, that bond can be cut.
Yeah.
That's why you can get released. That is the release in Buddhism. That is the liberation.
Amazing.
Okay?
Amazing.
So, okay. With that, when I was very young, so many big changes happened in Sri Lanka. There was a revolution, and this Marxist communist type of thinking was very popular in Sri Lanka. That was maybe the one reason, because I was so desperate about life, because the people started fighting with each other. I am a very calm person. My name is Shanta. Original name is Shanta.
Okay.
So I don't fight. I like fighting from the beginning. So this must be one reason why in a Buddhist country we opted to fight to solve social problems. Maybe that was one reason. So when I asked my father, can I become monk? My father was very pragmatic person. He said, you should not become. He didn't tell directly to me. He knows that I can be hurt. So he introduced one very senior person in our circle. So he told me, he is one of the big followers of Buddhist followers. He said, he called me Mali. Mali means brother, young brother. You should wait a little bit because life is not so easy to understand. You go ahead with the studies. You are very good in studies. I was not very good, but he said, compared to maybe his background, maybe I am good. So in Sri Lanka, with my level of mathematics, there are many people. And I am not very big in education. So I thought that as parents, permission is required to become Bhante, become a monk. And I was not very serious about becoming monk also. I just, because of Sansaric tradition, maybe I wanted to become monk. Not because I understood the reality. I just wanted to become monk. If I had become monk, I think everything could have been otherwise, because even that day, those days, the society, monk society, was not very good for a young child. So a child, I believe, child should be very much protected, and taking children to become monks is against basic human rights. Because if your teacher is very good, like my teacher, like Ananda Maitri Hambro, is one of the famous scholars in Sri Lanka, who has become worldwide well-known monk in the world, Ananda Maitri. He became also in the monk also when he was very young, 14 years. My teacher became monk 14 years. I don't know Ananda Maitri Hambro how he became Buddhist. My teacher is very honest person. He said until he was 30 years, I can show his Sinhalese video where he says it. Until he was 30 years, even that means 16 years as a monk, he was not even a Buddhist.
Okay.
So that is the message of this today's video. I should be when Ambedkarji became Buddhist, whole community, up to 1 million people, from starting from 400 on the Diksha day, rising up to 1 million, people became Buddhists because that inspiration he had within himself. When you talk with a person who is really follower of Buddha, you get yourself so much of polarization yourself. Okay, you get polarized.
Yeah.
You get tempted to do the same thing. Like you see a good cricketer, you started to want to play like that.
Yeah.
So that is the real becoming Buddhist. Okay, when I was not a Buddhist. Okay, I was not a Buddhist, although I was from the Buddhist family. So I tried this and that. I was not selected to the university. So with my marks were not high, but general marks. First time I had one subject passed, just simple S. Second time, all subjects failed. I am a failure. Fourth time, the third time, only 3 times allowed in Sri Lanka. But if you don't take the third try, you are not respected when you apply for a job or something. So what happened was I tried so much. Within 4 months, because those days there were no electronic system of checking results, so results came always late. So I had only 4 months for the next exam when the results came. So the reason I failed last time was I didn't want to use my parents' money for the tuition. And second thing is I didn't like to go to school also. I am not I don't like school system. Even now I don't recommend anybody to go to school. So I was enjoying life, just studying leisurely, and my parents gave me that freedom So I took all the freedom and got failed. Okay. So then I went to Colombo. Within 4 months, 2 years course I finished and got 3 credits and 1 S within 4 months. 2 years course. Okay. So then I had officially qualified to as anybody else, just
Okay.
qualification.
Okay.
So then one of my aunties said about I was looking for a job. I didn't want to stay at home. Although my family is not a very poor family, but I didn't want to stay at home. I want to go for some job. So I went to find a job in cement factory in Jaffna. So while I was there, I was coming to Colombo, and one auntie in Colombo said there's a opportunity to selection to scholarship to Russia.
Okay.
So I applied just without any hope, because I don't have good exam results also, no.
Yeah.
So what I have is only the very small things. I never did sports also. So I applied. I went to the interview. I was asked for the interview. During the interview, I learned that 13,000 people, students similar with my qualifications, not selected to the university, are there for that, and 45 will be selected out of them. So I was interviewed. In the interview, one of the chief interviewing person, this was his name, I can't remember now, was Kalpagi. He was later he became the Secretary of Education also. He knew also a little bit French. When he saw my French certificate, he asked, in French he asked a question, "Are you tired?" He asked me.
Oh.
"Es-tu fatigué?" That question I still remember. "Es-tu fatigué?" he asked.
Yeah.
"Es-tu fatigué" means, "Are you tired?" So I knew the answer. I said, not just yes, I said, we means in French, yes. We un peu, a little bit, un peu. So that was the discussion, nothing more.
Yeah.
Then later came, then I was selected. See? So I went to Russia. So that was how I became a scholar from Russia. I was scholars from steel and alloys. Now the Bila is not a coincidence, I think.
Yeah.
So I finished the Russia's biggest university for steels and alloys in Moscow.
Yeah.
So with highest marks in. But later on I studied very well. During the school level, I didn't like school level. I don't know why. I never liked the school level. And in university, I was very happy.
Yeah.
So I studied in university, and after that I got married. So I never planned marriage in Russia, but I got married, had a child, and after that I did some business, because for an engineer in Sri Lanka there's not big salary, very small. With a wife, foreign wife, I cannot live. So I stayed in Russia. We're doing business, so many things. So later on I had my own company for importing tea and everything. So I was having a good place in this business, but everything is finishing one day, no. So it finished, and I didn't understand the truth of that behind this. Buddha's truth I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I took it so personally, so that I am so not very successful person. So I was so downhearted. So I felt so much. And my wife died in 2002, 2003, 2004. All the years went very sensitively. I felt it very seriously. And little by little, I started to learn. Because during my funeral, my wife's funeral day, somebody came to do the Buddhist cultural system of the funeral.
Okay.
That day, even I was born in Sri Lanka, I was officially Buddhist family. Only that day, listening to that person's, that is anicca, that everybody who gets birth ends with death. So many things you say in such situation, no? So I touched this very seriously. So little by little my mind changed. So in 2006, I remember all the system changed on my mind. If you want, I can tell further also that my mind totally changed. I wished to become a monk since 2006. But that time I had a wife. I didn't have that immediate plans to become monk, but I did some practice. So I am the second person in Buddhist activities in Russia at that time. I was helping very big Buddhist community, Sri Lankan Buddhist community.
Okay.
So I joined this Buddhist community. So I was so active. I was selected as one of the delegates to the United Nations Vesak festival in Thailand.
Okay.
To represent Russia. That time I was already citizen of Russia.
Amazing.
So I was selected as a delegate to the Thailand's Vesak festival. Some others were natural Russians. Two persons, myself and one Sri Lankan went with the delegation of 6 people to represent Russia, Russian Buddhism. So that's how I came to Bangkok. So little by little, my decision that Buddhism is the right path got consolidated, got solid. So in 2016 I became monk. Even I didn't go to my daughter's marriage was after 1 week. I didn't attend to daughter's marriage.
Okay.
Nobody will understand why. I didn't go to daughter's marriage. I gave her money and everything. I said, there's nothing to do there. So I didn't go. So things happen to such level. I had everything now in Russia.
Yeah.
Although I failed in the business, I had a house. My wife had a house. So I could live further. So I had a salary as of an local engineer. So there was no point to come back to Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Except for Buddhist studies, except to become a monk. I sold all my houses and everything and came to Sri Lanka and became monk. Okay. That was full story about my biography. Okay.
It's really, I must say,
Yeah.
it's really great to hear that story, and definitely the ultimate realities of life
Yes.
actually is what brings you closer to Buddhism,
Yes.
because Buddhism explains the ultimate reality of things, not
Yes.
the superficial reality.
Yeah.
And in social level, in conventional level, we all deal with the conventional level of reality only.
Yes.
We don't go to the ultimate level.
Yes.
And in our hard times, in our tough times, we get to know, we tend to seek those ultimate reality, because that is where the all answer lies. And that is the quest of actually every person. But there are circumstances and situation which comes,
Yeah.
which actually helps us understand those realities.
Yes.
So it's amazing to know your story. And on the very lighter note, I'd like to understand you before becoming a monk. You were closer to your family members.
Yes.
Who you were more closer to, your parents, your mother, father, brothers, sisters, or anyone in your relative who you're closer to. And yeah.
So one strange thing I must say, from the very beginning, when my daughter was born, 1986, I had no such feeling like normal parents. I don't know, I was not very far away from becoming Buddhist. 1986, I am referring to 2006, my serious change started. When she was born in 1986 and 2006, 20 years difference. Okay, I didn't have that much of attachment to a child. I don't know why. This must be very crucial thing. When you are so attached to your children, you cannot you can't go this path, because when Buddha explains who is Putajjana, who is a lay person, his quotation is like this. He says, when somebody says, I know Arahanta, I know the enlightened person, I give dana to enlightened person, I don't give dana to normal Bante, I give dana to very good Bante. Then Buddha says, Nabijanam, Dujjanam ko etam, you can't. Dujjanam means you can't understand. Dujjanam ko etam. Etam means this. You can't understand this. Putujjano. Gahapati means the householder. You can't understand it. Putujjana. Putta Sambhada Sayanam. Putta Sambhada Sayanam. That means when the children make problems, they don't feel it as a problem. The average person, average father, everybody one day will become father, no? You will see when you go home, the young people, they all come, and children will come and jump into you, no? They don't know it will be painful to you, but you feel it like a blessing. But I never thought like that.
Okay.
That was trouble. Even now, if this small children, that family's children in this temple, some people cry, I feel so unrest. I feel not very comfortable. The children's cry, child cry, some people is a blessing. For me, it is not. And if you talk about my attachment to the people, I was so attached to my sister, because my mother died so early, 1960, and my sister brought up my daughter later on.
Okay.
Because my wife got sick. Soon after my mother died, she got sick. 1960, she died 1990 at the age of 60.
Okay.
1990 she died. 1991 my brother died. Okay, in the very short period, 2 deaths in my family.
Yeah.
So, but still I didn't understand what is the truth of this Buddha's truth. Nothing. But little by little I am going to that way. And my daughter was brought to Sri Lanka, and she was brought by the family, my sister's family. And sister's husband was very good also, very kind to children. He likes children so much, but I never like. I am very kind to, even now I am very kind to children. I never allow anybody to hit the children, but I don't have the pleasure of being with them. Okay? I like them because they are very truthful. They cannot tell a lie. But their cries, all these things, nonsense, I don't like. Okay? So, and about my family in Russia, I had a very big attachment to my wife, the first wife. And when she died, I was so upset, so bad. I felt so bad. So I even cried so much, like the day I lost my mother. So she was like a relative, frankly speaking. He was like a relative, and not like just wife. Okay, and really, she substituted all my family in Sri Lanka in one face. Okay, and she was very good to me, frankly speaking. And second wife was younger than her very much, but she had not that kind of understanding. Just we lived together. I didn't have any attachment to the second wife like that much, so I easily became monk. I asked her to look after herself, find a husband, and I helped some materially also to build her own life. So I left Russia and came to Sri Lanka and became monk.
Okay.
First on a temporary basis for 3 months.
Uh-huh.
So after 3 months, I thought, why should I go back to my lay life? It was a temporary test because some 3 or 4 Russians came and had temporary monkhood.
Mm-hmm.
So one Russian monk, his name is Ananda, and myself, I stayed. Both of us didn't disrobe. All others disrobed and went back to their lay life.
Mm-hmm.
So we are until today. 2016, I became monk. July 24th of July. So since then, I am a monk according to the Sri Lankan tradition. So that is that part of my history.
That is amazing. That is actually very amazing to hear that story. And now
If you're tired, you can.
now we can understand like a person who has been into the, let's say, the samsara,
Yeah.
and one who has got into the proper Buddhist teachings, and through that I'm very curious to know or understand how would have been the perspective if you would have got the Buddhist teaching in your early childhood. Do you
Actually,
think you would be much better person dealing with the systems of life or the hardships which you faced? Do you think Buddhist teaching would have helped you in handling those things better? What is your take on that?
no, Buddha said, if you can't, you should be very careful with Buddhism. You should take the dhamma like a cobra, snake. If you touch this cobra by tail, you will be hit by the cobra. Okay?
Yeah.
If you take dharma on the wrong side,
Mm-hmm.
you will be disappointed. Not only disappointed, your life will be destroyed.
Yeah.
That is a lesson. That is why my father didn't want me to become a monk during the childhood, because although I was very good child, I was always like to become Uposatha Ashtanga Sila during the Purnima day. That was not all about my understanding, no. That was a tradition. Traditionally person, if you become, because of your tradition, if you become a monk, not because of understanding,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you don't touch the Dhamma by head.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now when I became monk at this age, 56 years, so much of understanding of the life. So I became, you cannot be, you touch the Dhamma in the right way. Okay? Buddhism is good or bad for anybody is another question.
Yeah.
Okay? If you touch it so deeply, like becoming a monk is dangerous if you don't know for what you have become a monk.
Yeah.
You will just waste of time, waste of other people's time,
Yeah.
and you will kill your life. You can kill the whole country also.
Yeah.
See, so this is what I was very cautious always, because when I go to Sri Lanka, here I cannot get, while on Charika I don't get much food. To say frankly, I get maybe sometimes 50 rupees, maybe sometimes even 20 rupees, sometimes nothing. But in Sri Lanka, if you go out anywhere up to Jaffna Peninsula is not a Buddhist place, but wherever else, if you go, you will have enough food. For a monk, it is a heaven. But it is not about the Nibbana path. If you want to live happily, Sri Lanka is very good. If you are monk, you are dressed as a monk. If you want to live in a very, very good, comfortable life, It is good. Sri Lanka is good. But Buddhism, Buddha even every most of the sutras we hear that he is going to Pindapata, Charika. Most of the sutras started after Charika, after Pindapata, he told the story or something. But in Sri Lanka, very few months use Charika. Although in the street we get everything. But they are more comfortable in this temple. So in the temple wise, I must tell, I am here in the Ambedkar, Baba Sahib Ambedkar Ji's Bhavan here. This is the best place I have been so far. You can't say the best place, I think is the meditation center in Bandaravela in Sri Lanka. That place is also very good also for me. I left this place because of I wanted to learn Pali language. Otherwise, I would have never left this place. So good to practice. Okay, and it was cold because I was living so long time in Russia. I like the cold climate. So in Bandaravela side it is cold, and people wise not like our down south people, not aggressive. So my teacher was very good. Meditation, I don't think I will find another teacher like that teacher. He is an expert in samatha and vipassana meditation. Expert. So he started his life by 15 years. When he was 15 years, he hypnotized about 100 or 200 people in the temple. Hypnotize. You know hypnotize?
Yeah, hypnotization, yes.
So a child of his age, have you ever heard?
Yeah.
So he started his mental practice, practice meditation, everything at this age. And he became monk at 30 years.
Okay.
See how his successful life has come?
Yeah.
So you must be matured to become a monk. After 25 years, after 30 years, it is more or less okay. Otherwise, if you take early age monks, for the tradition is good. Otherwise, it is a human right violation, I think, because they are not ready, no. They don't have any life, no. They don't have happiness in the childhood, no.
Yeah.
So it is like in other religions, some other religions have they cut part of the body in their religion. It is also human right violation. So this is also human right violation. All large religions. See, Buddha will never allow this. Buddha allowed some special cases like Sopaka, Rahula, special cases, no?
Yeah.
But not as a general principle. Anybody can become at the age of 10 years, 12 years, you can become a monk. It is not a good thing. Then in India also it is happening. I went some very small monks in Kushinagar.
Yeah.
So very small, they don't know anything. So people around, they can abuse, no? I mean physical abuse.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is happening in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
But Sri Lanka, again I tell, is a very good place, is a balanced place compared to Thailand and Burma. Burma is another extreme. Thailand is another extreme. Okay, Thailand has no non-veg, totally non-veg country. Okay, and Burma is very good, not so non-veg, but it is following not 100% Buddhist word. Okay, they are following Visuddhimagga, and in that sense it is not a good tradition also. So India's way of touching Buddhism, I think it is the right way, with all your doubts, with all your suspicions, very few monks still India is giving the right understanding how a religion must be handled. You don't teach religion in the school. It's a very good example for any religious country in the world. Not only Buddhism is taught during the childhood, Christianity is taught from the childhood they are taught Christianity. So it is not good. I think that India is a model. Religion must not be taught in the school, because to tell you frankly, I think all religions are telling lies. I am not a communist, but I respect so much of communist ideas. In communism, religion is called as opium, as drug. So, if all the whole country will become Buddhist, then the end of the liberty, end of human rights, everything.
Yeah.
So whether you like it or not, you should not make Buddhists everybody. Buddhists must be very, very rare people should be Buddhists. Become Buddhist not should be each and everybody. Okay? So you must ask why you call yourself Buddhist. If you cannot explain why you are Buddhist, so then he is not a Buddhist, no?
Yeah.
I asked so many people during my stay in India, why you are Buddhist? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
So how can you become Buddhist?
That's it. That's a very. So Bhanteji, since we got a glimpse of corporate world and also the spiritual side,
Yeah.
so if you can tell us how a person who is in a corporate life can actually use Buddhist teachings, techniques to lessen their stress in their day-to-day work and be more focused in their work, so that they can be more productive and efficient in their day-to-day life, not just in work.
Depending on the Janji, depending on the person whose profession. Okay, if you are under somebody's control, you are not the owner of the entity, company. So it is one situation. Okay, you have to always do whatever the commanding position, the manager or somebody tells you. No, so here there's not much freedom to do what you want. But still, I think if you want to practice, live happily, you should not be owner of the situation, owner of the company. The owner of the company always has so many liabilities, responsibilities. Okay, if you are not owner of the situation or company or corporate life, so you can be free. You are doing somebody's instruction. No, you do it quite correctly according to the instructions. To live happily, you must understand this thing very, very firmly. Whatever you do, whether you do it correctly or incorrectly, you will not be liked as you want. That is the truth of the life. Don't think this boss is bad. Immediately decide that you have to leave this company. Okay? It happens because he is the owner of he or she is having problem. She or he doesn't know what to do. Maybe he takes revenge from the workers, managers, on everybody. So you must be ready to become a good Buddhist, good follower, more practical follower, to be a normal person's employee, what you call employee, no?
Yeah.
Employee. Because when you under somebody's ruling, you must understand his psychology. Most of the owners, rich people, they don't care of their psychology. They finish so many schools, BSc, BM, or so many things, but they don't care whether they hurt the people those who are dependent on him. They don't think much. They think about their profit. Okay, if they want to sack somebody, if they don't sack somebody, they will do it without explanation even. Sometimes they will not give even 3 months salary. Okay, So to be a Buddhist means you will have good understanding of the situation. Situations can come whether you are right or not. So always try to be right to understand the situation, not to understand, not to get praise, not to get always high salary increase. At least to understand what is happening, not to become say psychopath. So because otherwise people, because of the manager's problem, most of the people leave the companies because they don't understand the reality of the life. Reality of the life is always subordinates suffer. Subordinates suffer for the higher people's, the managers' problems. Okay? So
This is the end of the first part of the conversation. I have to present the second part separately. First of all, it has a technical error, so I tried to correct this. So please wait; it will come in a short time. And this Dhamma is very difficult to understand. You cannot understand Dhamma very easily, not because the terms are very uncommon. The terms are uncommon also, but that is not the main reason. The very basic things, the death, the birth, the illness, the decay, jati, jara, vyadi, marana, we can't understand this whether it is a big problem. Even we don't understand many things we take as good things in your life, in our life, like having a family, children, and all these things is a suffering we don't understand. So this is the difficulty of the why we are searching other planets, why we are searching the atom, this construction of the material, because we don't pay enough attention to the basic problem. Basic problem is not touching us, because we don't feel it unless it touches personally everybody. That is the problem. So let us listen more to the Dhamma until you see, until you listen so much of Dhamma, or if you feel some sorrow so deeply that even you decide to suicide yourself, that much of trouble if you have, that only, on that occasion only you feel that Buddha's teaching is correct. Otherwise we don't feel it. Let us listen more until you understand the worth of the Dhamma.